Hey guys, it's Elena. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be taking you guys along on another reading vlog. However, today we are going to be focusing on continuing series I'm in the middle of, or maybe even finishing some of them. So first, I thought I would take you guys through my bookshelves and point out all the series that I am in the middle of, and then we will pick out the ones that I'm going to be reading in this video. I'm just going to go through each shelf. You're not going to be able to see the bottom ones, but so I'll just point them out for you guys. My Sarah J. Maas shelves, obviously, I've finished Throne of Glass. When it comes to ACOTAR, I haven't read A Court of Silver Flames. I've read everything else besides like the Crescent City series. I am going to be rereading this whole ACOTAR series next year, and then finally reading A Court of Silver Flames. And then we go down, nothing. Then we go to this shelf right here. I am in the middle of the Lord of the Rings series. I've only read The Hobbit, but I am not going to be starting Fellowship of the Ring. And then we get down to my romance shelf at the bottom, where it has my Addicted / Calloway series. I have read the first 5 books. I still have 5 more in that series, and then the 11th book, which is the duet, which focuses on 2 other characters that appear, I think probably, I'm guessing, at the end of Addicted / Calloway sister series. So that is an option to continue on with the next book that I have, which is Thrive, which is the 4th book that follows Lily and Lauren. There's a reason why I haven't picked this up, because I'm scared. I love Lily and Lauren. They are literally everything to me. I love them so much as characters. They feel like such real people, and because of that, I cannot read the things that they are going to be going through right now, so we're just gonna put this away for another time. That means we are moving over to the second bookshelf, which this is where a lot of my series are that I haven't read. I have Harry Potter. I've read the first 3 books. I still have 4 through 7 to read, so that is an option. But The Goblet of Fire is I think 600 pages long. I don't really know if I want to read a 600-page fantasy book right now, so I'm gonna say no to that one. The book that I just started a couple of days ago is City of Ashes, which is the second book in the Moral Instrument series. This is definitely an option, and I would really like to finish this week. I am about 1/4 of the way through. I'm on chapter 8, page 162. This is going to be our first pick. I actually have 2 series on the shelf that I'm in the middle of. The first one is the Percy Jackson series. I've read the first one, but I haven't read any of the other ones. We're gonna say no to this one, but I would like to continue on with this series, or at least read the second and maybe 3rd book before season 2 of the Percy Jackson show on Disney Plus comes out. The show was so good. I'm really glad I read this before I watched the show. And then the next series that I have is actually right next to it. It is the Belladonna trilogy. I read Belladonna, which is the first book, a couple months ago on audiobook. Really enjoyed it. And I do have the second one here, which is Foxglove. I also have the 3rd one. I think I'm going to be choosing this one. Based on some of the books that I'm thinking about reading, I don't know how highly it is that I'm going to get to this one, but because I'm interested in it, I will put it in the stack. So going down to my adult fantasy shelf, the next series that I haven't finished is Fourth Wing. So I do have Iron Flame on here, which I would love to get to by the end of the year, but I just don't know how highly of a possibility that is going to be. Not going to be picking up Iron Flame, but I'm definitely going to be rereading Fourth Wing, reading Iron Flame, and then hopefully reading Onyx Storm when it comes out. This is actually the last shelf that I do have series that I need to finish. The first one being Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the 2nd book in the Powerless series. The 3rd and final book comes out in April, and I'm so excited for it, even though I have no idea what happens in this one. I'm also very good at not spoiling myself for this one, not even looking at quotes. Honestly, I've heard the reviews. I've talked about it before. I've heard the reviews, and I'm scared. Hence I pre-ordered it, got it when it came out, and now it's December because everyone's voices got to my head. I'm nervous, but my love for this series comes from the characters. Give me a million pages of just interactions between Kai and Peyton, and I will eat them up every single time. So I've heard that that's kind of just what this is. I don't think this is gonna be a favorite. I don't think it's gonna be 5-star. Probably just tipping a 4-star, but I need to read it. I want to read it. It's happening. It's happening in this video, and I'm excited and scared all at the same time. And then the last series that I have on here, which there's also reasons why I haven't continued on and finished this duology. Crooked Kingdom. I know. What I read 6 of Crows back in 2021, literally loved it, gave it a 5-star. Everything about the first book is perfect. Like, there's literally not a bad moment in that book, and I've heard this one is so much better too. But I've also heard that there's one thing that happens to a character. I kind of just don't want to read about it. And also, since it's been, you know, 3 years since I read Six of Crows, I want to reread that one before I can jump into this one. So not going to be reading this today, but I would love to reread it and continue on with the series next year. I have one more series. It's a series that I, of course, had to start a couple days ago, and I finished the book last night, and that is The Servant and the Wings of Night by Christopher Arben. And guys, my jaw was on the floor. I like everything about this book. I loved so much. It wasn't a 5-star, but depending on like how my feelings progress these next couple days, it might be bumped up to a 5-star, or it might just stay to 4.75. I was going back and forth in between, do I start the second one or do I read the novella? All today I was looking at things on TikTok, seeing what people were saying, and I just decided to go ahead and purchase Six Scorched Roses, and this is the book that I'm going to be reading first. And I'm literally so excited. It's so short, obviously it's a novella. It's just under 160 pages. With all that being said, these are the 4 books, technically 3 if we're being a little bit more realistic here, that I want to get done in this video. I'm in the middle of one. One's literally 150 pages long. I'm super excited for this one, and I think this is also around 400 pages, and this one's like 450. I'm gonna go take a shower, and then I'm going to start this. I don't have any plans to, like, you know, sit and binge it today. For tomorrow, I do have some schoolwork that I need to get done, and then I go to work at 5, so, you know, I still have almost my whole entire day. The goal is to finish this tomorrow. So I feel like it's gonna go really fast. I've heard literally nothing but great things about this book and how it's like a fast read. I think I'm gonna read like a chapter or 2 before I go to bed, and then I will continue and hopefully finish this book tomorrow. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. So it is quite a while later now. I think the last time I updated you guys was when I made this intro last night, and like I said last night, I finished Six Scorched Roses and I really liked it. I started last night. I think I got like 20 pages in, I think like 3 chapters, and it was really good. I was able to finish it off this afternoon. I got some schoolwork that I needed to get done this morning. There is one more assignment that I just need to finish. I do have to go to work in about an hour-ish, so I'm not gonna start my next book until I get home from work, because I do need to finish up that assignment. But I just really wanted to read this. I really enjoyed it. I was honestly kind of scared in the beginning because I do not like insta love and romance books and fantasy books whatsoever. I just like, it's so unrealistic. This is a small novella. It's only 155 pages long, and obviously there's a romance that does brew in the story. And so in the beginning I was like, oh no, is this gonna be something that they're gonna be in love by like chapter 3? Thankfully it wasn't. So what the story is about is that we follow Lilith and Vale, and Lilith is a scientist in the city that she lives in. This god a long time ago put this like plague over the city that made everybody kind of just wither away and die. All Lilith wanted to do was to create this cure and be able to help them. In this, she's 30 years old, which is really cool. I don't really think I read a fantasy book either in a long time or at all when our female main character is 30 years old. I think that was a really cool representation to have in the story. And so we follow Lilith as she goes and seeks out Vale, who is this vampire lord, and she goes and makes a deal with him. She will give him a rose for 6 months, so 6 roses, in exchange for his blood so she can test and hopefully make this cure. We do follow them throughout these 6 months as they grow closer, as they form this sort of connection. So that's pretty much the premise of what goes on in this story. I really did like it. I really did like their relationship and how it formed and how it blossomed. Again, Christopher Robin's writing, it's something about it that is so fast-paced. So I ended up giving this one a 4.5. I definitely think I like Serpent and the Wings of Night better. That's honestly because the book was longer. So like I feel like it's hard to give this one a rating. I haven't read a lot of novellas, so I don't really know how to fairly rate a novella because obviously it is a short story, so you're not getting as much time with the characters. But I really do like them, and I'm really excited to see where their story goes in The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. Having this book before that one, there must be some relevance there. They must have some sort of appearance in that book. So I'm intrigued to see what their role is in that story. So that is everything that I have for Six Scorched Roses. On to the 2 books that I'm thinking of reading. I'm in between Reckless and City of Ashes. Now for City of Ashes, I could listen to some more of it on an audiobook or start Reckless. I'm not really sure what I'm in the mood for. This is a fantasy romance, and so like I'm already kind of in that fantasy romance mood. If I do pick this up on an audiobook, I can kind of read them interchangeably at the same time. I'm leaning more towards this one because like I said, I just want to know what happens with the characters. My expectations aren't super crazy high or anything, so I think that's good going into this without that crazy high expectation that I had in the beginning. I think I'm leaning towards more of this one, but like I said, when I get off of work, it's gonna be like 10 o'clock because I work from 5 to 10, so I might just want to sit down and listen to the audiobook and read this, or just read this one. First, I'm going to update my reading journal on this and then finish off my school assignment that I have, and then I will update you guys when I get home from work. So it has been quite a while since I last updated you guys. I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in a couple of days. That is because I've been busy with work all weekend and I haven't really gotten a chance to read until today. Early Monday, I have work tomorrow and then I have my final exam on Friday. So I had all of today off and then I have all of Wednesday off. Since I had really long shifts this past weekend, I wasn't really able to read that much. I made a little bit of progress last night and maybe a little bit of progress on Saturday night. Not as much as I did today. I have made so much progress on this book today. As you can see, I'm currently on chapter 38, page 266. And guys, like, I don't really know how I feel. Like, I like it, but I'm not loving it. It actually took me about like 120 pages to actually like get invested in this book. It was just really slow. So I started today on page 112 and like I said, I'm on page 266, so I got 154 pages done today, which is really good. And I'm actually gonna keep reading just for a little bit longer. I do have to finish up an assignment that I'm gonna do right now and then I'll jump back into this. My goal for tonight, I would love to get to page 300. That means I would have 66 pages left to get done tomorrow. But yeah, like I said, the plot. What's the plot? Well, obviously I can't really tell you guys what's going on in this book because it follows the events that took place at the end of the first book, but let me just say that the interactions between Kai and Peyton and their relationship that is forming and just everything about them I love. And one of the reasons why I love the series is because of the characters, and the way that Lauren Roberts writes banter is top tier. Then when there isn't an interaction between them, that's when it kind of falls flat. And I don't know if that's a me problem because I just want to see their interactions. When we get them separately or them not interacting, it's kind of like but I want to go back to this. So I don't know if that's a me problem. I feel like where the repetition comes from is the arguments and these interactions between Kai and Peyton. Some of the things that are brought up are like, okay, we just talked about that like 5 times already. Let us get to like something new. It's getting me a little bit frustrated as I'm like, we just had the same argument 3 chapters ago and now they're stabbing each other in the back again. I'm like, come on now, like what are we doing? So that's kind of my thoughts on this book so far. So yeah, my goal is to finish this tomorrow and then start, or at least continue, probably City of Ashes just throughout the rest of the week. My goal is to wrap this video up on Thursday. Yeah, those are my thoughts, my feelings, and everything so far. I need to go and finish up that school assignment because it's due in like an hour and a half. Then I'm going to read some more of Reckless. So yeah, I'm gonna go work on that, read some more of this, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Pages. Yeah, I was planning on staying up and finishing the last 111 pages. I'm literally so scared. If you guys know, you know. So it is a little bit later. I haven't talked to you guys since last night when I finished Reckless, and I will get to this in just a moment. I've had the day to articulate and think about my thoughts about this book, and I have some thoughts. But first, let me just talk to you guys what is gonna occur in the rest of this video. So currently Tuesday right now, and then I have my final exam Friday. Granted, I'm ending this video on Thursday, but tomorrow was supposed to be just a chill day because I don't have any more study a lot. And then Interstellar is coming back out in the movie theaters, and the last showing goes on Thursday. I'm gonna be at work all day on Thursday, so my plan was to go see it tomorrow. That's what my day is going to consist of tomorrow. Obviously, I am going to be reading the next book, which I think the next book is I'm just going to be continuing City of Ashes. I do have a journaling project that I want to work on, so I'm going to be able to listen to the audiobook of this while I do that. We're going to pretend that I did not buy another book at Barnes & Noble. Anyway, with all that being said, I'm going to talk about Reckless first because honestly, I have thoughts, but at the same time, my thoughts are kind of exactly the same as when I talked to you guys about last time. However, the ending, guys, why did she do that? I just want to know why. The way that it was set up, we had this beautiful moment between our two characters, and then that happens. It felt like I was being stabbed in the heart over and over again. The betrayal, the like heartbreak, like guys, like what, why? It's so hard to rate this book because is it the best? No. It was so many arguments, just things that they were saying so repetitive, yes, but because I love the characters and love the world that they are set in, it actually really bothered me in the beginning, like hence it took me like 100 pages 150 pages to actually get in. But because of what was going on and how their relationship was blossoming and the things that they were doing and just the interactions between them, I was able to look past it. There were like 3 things that either they said to each other or that got brought up literally every other page. I'm like, come on, can we just move on? You know, that obviously was a big thing that bothered me. Lauren Roberts says that this book is a filler book. It's an in-between book. All the action that is going to take place in Fearless. This is a very chill, somewhat relaxing story. We get very vulnerable, intimate scenes between our two characters that I don't really think we're gonna get to see again. Getting this and seeing these little interactions, these small moments between our characters. That is what I live for, and that is what I love with Kai and Peyton. I had way different expectations where I thought this book was gonna go, but I thought it was just gonna be on and off. Like, they would be together, then they would be apart, they would be together, then they would be apart. I'm not going to elaborate on that, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But that's not how it was at all. They really stuck together this whole entire, the whole, you know, second half of the book, and I was really surprised by that. Kai, the man that he is, oh my god. Well, anyway, with all that being said, I ended up giving this a 4-star. It could be a 4.25, it could be a 3.75 if I looked at it in different lights. Like, it's a solid 4-star for me. It doesn't feel fair to give it anything less, but I don't know if it deserves anything higher just based on like the quality of the book. So yeah, those are my thoughts and feelings for Reckless. So far, we knocked out 2 books in this video so far, which is pretty good. And I hope to finish City of Ashes by the end of the video. So yeah, going to do some journaling, going to be listening to some more of this. But first, before I jump into that, let me show you the book that I got at Barnes & Noble. Yeah. The way that I would love to stop everything that I'm doing and pick up this book, but I can't because I need to study. Now let's do the under the dust jacket look. Ooh. So here's the front, obviously the side, and then the back we have a quote. So I have heard some things about this book that it's not as good as The Serpent and the Wings of Night. Some people say it's better than The Serpent and the Wings of Night. So I'm really intrigued to see where I fall on the scale. All that being said, I'm gonna go work on my journal, listen to some of City of the Ashes. I will obviously update you guys on what the journal spread turns out to look like. I'm gonna go do that, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. I just got to the library. As you can see, or maybe you can hear, it's raining out. Literally, as soon as I got here, the rain stopped. It's now drizzling. On the, like, I don't know, 10-minute drive over here, guys, it was like a monsoon. I have all my stuff. I have my backpack. Now, my plan, I might be leaving a little bit early to go see the earlier showing of Interstellar, because I didn't realize, I thought the showing was at 5, but it's actually like 6. And I really don't want to get out of the movie theater at like 8-9 o'clock at night. I'm going to the earlier showing at 3, and it was like 20% off. We're gonna leave here around 2. It's literally thundering. I either come back to the library and might go sit down and do some work at Barnes & Noble, or I might go to my mom's and hang out there for a little bit. Thought before we go in here, I would give you guys an update on City of Glass, or I always call this book City of Glass, and that's the 3rd one. City of Ashes. Hello. As you guys can see, I barely have any left. I literally am on the last chapter, chapter 19, page 399. I read, or I guess listened to, like 250 pages of this book yesterday. Now, I told you guys I was just going to work on my powerless spread, or reckless spread, which I did. So far, it looks pretty decent. But yeah, so obviously, that didn't take me that long. And then I deep cleaned my whole room. Yeah, I literally, like, took everything out of my bathroom, or, like, my shower, scrubbed everything down, scrubbed my sink down, went through and dusted everything. I was a little busy bee yesterday for 3 hours, which is good. My reading plans are to obviously finish City of Ashes. I only have like an hour and a half. I could probably listen to at least a good portion, or probably the rest of the audiobook on my way back to and from the movie theater. And then it's kind of up in the air what I want to do. Obviously, I want to continue on with this video. So since I did buy the Sword Curse King yesterday, I think we're gonna start it. I'm definitely not going to finish it whatsoever, because it's like a 550 page or almost 600 page book. Anyway, I'm done chatting your guys' ear off. I'm gonna go in before it starts downpouring on me.
used to look up in the sky and wonder at our place in the stars. Now we just look down and worry about our place in the dirt.
Guys, it was so good. Oh my god, I cried. Wow. Just wow, was that so amazing and beautiful and crazy to see in the movie theater. I'm on my way to go to my mom's house and hang out for like an hour or something. I'll listen to some of my audiobook on the way there. And I'll talk to you guys later tonight. Hey guys, so I'm here to update you on my reading. Some little updates and everything like that. I'm going to be ending this video tomorrow. I'm not really going to be doing a lot more reading the rest of this video, so I don't want it to drag out for too long. But yeah, so first I'm going to talk about Interstellar. Guys, obviously Interstellar, I've seen it before. I actually watched it for the first time last July or August, and obviously, as everyone else, loved it. Christopher Nolan, he just knows how to make a good movie, but not just like good movie, but a good movie cinematography wise, music wise. Just he knows how to make the perfect shots that have so much meaning. Like, you don't have to have words to make a scene so incredibly meaningful and heartbreaking. Everything about this movie is obviously beautiful, heartbreaking, literally pulls at your heartstrings in the most crazy ways. The music in this movie is just unmatched to any other movie out there. I was able to see in IMAX, and wow, some of those scenes were really loud. I feel so like grateful that I was able to see that movie in the movie theater, because obviously I didn't see it when it came out 10 years ago because it was the 10th anniversary. That's why it's back in the theaters. So that's my little movie review. I know you guys didn't ask for it. I know this is a reading vlog, but I mean, it's Interstellar, one of my favorite movies of all time. I couldn't not talk about that experience, but I did listen to some more of it on my way back from my mom's, and I have finished City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. I thoroughly enjoyed my time reading this. I think I liked it better than the first one. I think I'm gonna give this one a 3.5 because obviously it wasn't anything crazy or anything, but I had a good time. The plot was fun. I liked where the story was heading. One thing happened to one character and I literally was like scared for them, because I don't love every single character in this. The one thing that is, I think the one thing that's kind of making me give these books like lower ratings, so YA books meant for people that are like 13, 14, and here I am 20 years old reading them. So like obviously I can't connect with them on a super deep level, but I feel like I haven't really connected with any of them. But like where the story is going, I'm really intrigued to see obviously what's happening. Obviously there's this one thing that's kind of been going along the first two books and probably throughout the rest of the series, I'm guessing. I'm really intrigued to see where that goes. Cassandra Clare's writing is so beautiful. She knows how to write words. She knows how to write friendships too. She knows how to write good relationships, both romantic and friendship wise, which I really like. I don't know if I'm going to be starting City of Glass next. I'm kind of up in the air between if I want to start City of Glass or start The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, because like I really want to read this. But if I finish City of Glass and I can jump into the Royal Devices, I think I'm just gonna end up starting this. Anyway, while I was listening to and finishing up this, I ended up making 2 journaling spreads. I ended up continuing my Reckless spread. The only thing I haven't done was write my thoughts about it, but here is what it's looking so far. I don't know how I feel about the arrow. I kind of wish it was pointing down, but at the same time I think it looks good having 2 things at the end. And this one, I really liked how this turned out. Here is how the Folk of the Air one turned out. I love it so much. I have like these berries here. Obviously I have the acorns. I have this little like leaf thing. I had this really pretty butterfly. I have some mushrooms. So that's everything I did for my reading journal, and those are kind of all the updates that I have for you guys right now. But anyway, I have chatted your guys' ear off long enough. I'm gonna go and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so I'm here to wrap up the video. I just got home from work about an hour and a half ago. Before I go into all the books that I read in this video, I did get some stuff at Bath & Body Works. They haven't sold this scent in 2 years and they finally brought it back, and it's literally one of the best Bath & Body Works scents that they sell. So it is the Black Chamomile. I can never say that. Chamomile. And the main thing I got was the body cream. And we just take a second to appreciate the packagings, because like, It's beautiful. But yeah, I got 2 and I also got a body wash too. So now I'm gonna recap all the books that I read in this video. I read 3, started another one, so let's go through the books that I read. I started off the video with reading 6 Scorched Roses. So this is the novella book that comes in between The Serpent and the Wings of Night and The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. I was really skeptical and kind of nervous at first because I knew it had like a romance plot line. Romance is definitely on the back burner, but there's still like a heavy romance subplot in here. It's just around 150 pages and I was really scared it was going to be a bit insta-lovey. I think it was, just a little bit, but there was also a lot of time because it's a novella that we didn't see. This book is set in the span of 6 months. I think Chris Broadbent did a really good job at giving us the story between them and having a strong plot as well. I'm really glad I read this one. I ended up giving this one a 4.5, and then we jumped into a book that I was so scared about. Did it have its complications? Yeah. Did it have problems? Yeah. It was not perfect in any way, shape, or form. There's definitely a way that this book could have been written with more plot than what we were given, but I love the series for the characters and they delivered. I mean, no matter how much the repetition and the banter that was repetitive, and some of the things that they were saying and some of the scenes that were like, okay, we just talked about that 5 pages ago, let's do something more. I was able to look past it to a certain extent, hence why I gave it a 4-star. The book that I'm talking about is Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the second book in the Powerless trilogy. It wasn't my favorite. I definitely didn't like it as much as Powerless. In this one, we're literally just following our 2 main characters, just have like interactions between them. So for that aspect, yeah, it does get a lower rating for me, but I loved it, like I said, because of the characters, because of these moments that we got between the characters that I don't really think we're gonna get again, or at least not to this extent. Definitely based on how this book ended. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Reckless, and I literally cannot wait. Like, you guys don't understand how excited I am for Fearless. April needs to hurry up. I ended up giving that a 4-star. And then my last book in the video, I finished up City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, which is the second book in the Mortal Instruments series. And I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I think I liked it a little bit more than I did the first book. I think because I already knew the characters, I kind of already had an idea of where the story was gonna go. There were certain things that were happening at the end that like had me at the edge of my seat. I am intrigued to see what, because there's this one thing that happens in the first book that I really think is going to like go throughout the whole entire series as a whole. There's lots of questions that aren't answered yet, questions that our characters don't know, we as the readers don't know, and I'm intrigued to see and find out those answers. I only have one more book in the Mortal Instruments until I get to jump back into my favorite series of all time, The Infernal Devices, and then after I finish those 3 books, I finish off the last 3 books in the Mortal Instruments, then I continue on with the Shadowhunters universe. But I love the audiobooks for these. I obviously listened to like the second half of this book on audiobook, and then like I read the first half like physically, and I ended up giving this one a 3.5 star. And the last book that I started, literally, guys, I got like not far at all. In The Ashes of the Star-Cursed King, I started this one last night. I got to chapter 1, which is on page 7, so I got 7 pages in. There isn't really literally actually anything that I could say about it so far. In the first book, we were just in Oraya's head, which is the female main character in the series, but we get both our main male and female character point of view in this, which is really interesting. I did not know that we had that, which is going to be really interesting. Definitely how the last one ended and where the story goes, and having it in a dual point of view. I'm intrigued to see how that affects the story and affects my liking to it. So yeah, those are all the books that I read in this video. I didn't end up reading today because I've been at work all day and now I'm going to be studying in the next like 4 or 5 hours, and then all day tomorrow until my exam. Kind of stressed, kind of scared, but you know, we got this. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna do fine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, morning, night, wherever you're in the world, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.